stage the well looked like a normal well and it was up high.
Yeah.
I'd say over time, just with dirt and everything building up and just the earth moving.
Yeah.
So the well, I've started to recently kind of, try to figure out what was going on, because there was always a story connected with this well. And apparently there's something down it that was either sacrificed or thrown down there.
Yeah.
Kate will be able to explain. Where is Kate? Have we lost her?
Kate was there a second ago. She was behind me. I walked her down.
Kate heard disappeared somewhere.
This is her.
Oh, there's
You alright?
No, I was watching the old hag.
So there is witchcraft connected now with this part of the... Okay.
Yeah. Witchcraft is a nice rituals? Or?
Yeah, rituals.
That's it.
See it, and then we give it.
Right.
Oh, well,
If you want now to get your eyes adjusted, if you turn off your torch and just look into the field, you'll not be able to see anything.
Yeah, it's going to go dark on the camera.
You're going to get your eyes adjusted,
Yeah.
and then
Night
you
vision.
see anything up in that top corner. You can tell them, Kate.
Night vision's good.
Up in the top corners where the old hag stands, she always knows what I'm about. She dragged me over here, but she's trying to tell me there's something up here. She never tells me there's something anywhere. She just watches me, but she's telling me there's something up here. But I would say what she's trying to do is trap me, because she doesn't like me and she would not volunteer any information from me at all.
Wait, when you say
But-
hag, do you mean like a witch or?
Yeah, an old witch.
An old witch.
She's in charge of the coven
Yeah.
in this area here, and every time we go down to the well, she really detests me being down there, because she knows I can sense her right away,
Yeah.
and she knows that we're trying our best to break the seal. There's a seal in the well that they put up, and the coven come down every so often,
Yeah.
and they walk around the well,
Yeah.
and they redo the seal every so often.
Okay.
Whatever it is that they put in, they're afraid of it coming out, and it's like a ritual seals it, but it needs a ritual to unseal it as well.
Okay.
And they are so terrified of whatever they have trapped in that well that they will make sure time after time that it will not get out.
Okay.
But they know that we know this, and they know that we're trying to break the seal, because whatever's down there can destroy them.
If you
within
were to guess what it
second.
is, what would you say it is? If you were to guess what it is down there,
They actually put a person down there.
a person,
They put a
part of
person
ritual
down
or
there.
satanic ritual, or
I would say it was somebody who was more powerful than them, and
Okay.
they managed to get the person into the well and seal the well.
yeah.
Oh, it's cold.
It's quite good.
But they are terrified, and
Yeah.
there's nights I've come down here and that has just been covered with witches, and I've been watching them.
Yeah.
Are they about tonight, Kate?
She drew me over here. She drew me over here, and she wanted me to go in straight on over to where behind your house. But it's like, she doesn't do that. She doesn't like me. She does everything to get rid of me.
Lay
So
you
she's
somewhere,
trying to lead
yeah.
me somewhere
Yeah.
where it's dangerous.
The last time we were down here, Kate had her cousin Diane. She's a sensitive too, and we were, getting things, to do with the well. And didn't you say that?
We were down at the well, and Diane went under like a trance.
Yeah.
And it was drawing her towards the well, and she hadn't a clue what was going on. And Emma grabbed her because we were afraid of
Yeah,
her
I didn't want
going
to
under
go
the well.
Because I feel like that whatever's
It was
there
dangerous.
definitely could possibly put you down it.
Are
Because
we going the well? Yeah.
go in the well.
Are we going to go to the well?
It's really, really hard to get down, and it's really
very
mucky.
dangerous.
It would actually be dangerous to get
You
in
wouldn't
closer
need to
it.
go
We have
in
it
the
covered
daytime.
over with boards. There was like a big slab, but the time of the fire, we had the fire crew. When they came, they only had a certain supply of water. So my uncle remembered then about the well. So they actually opened the well, first time probably in years and years, and they actually pumped that water through the whole house. So if you can just imagine whatever's down there and what's being pumped through the whole house now is that energy again.
Yeah.
Could this be maybe all connected with what we're seeing and what we're experiencing at the minute?
Yeah.
Possibly.
What did I tell you whenever you said to me about this gang coming here? What did I tell you? I picked up about one of them. That one of them was here in the past. That she's called back
Do you
one
think
of them.
it's Faraday?
It's him.
He said it to me earlier on. He says I was here in the past.
Called you back.
Been here before, yeah.
And it's actually she wants you to go up here as well.
Sure she does, yeah.
I think you've fought with her in the past.
Yeah.
So do you remember do you know what's coming now? Do you remember I seen them all coming down in the white hooded cloaks from the old back, the front entrance at the start? You were one of them. You're one of the white cloak guys, like a druid or something, but you were on the good side. But she's afraid of you now because she knows that you can deal with her.
Yeah.
So she was trying to draw me over here, to draw you over here,
Yeah.
to reveal what was happening. So that was a really smart manipulating, but it's working on there.
It's clever, it's very clever, yeah.
I've actually been given the name of your love 100 years ago when you were wearing the robes.
Okay.
Selena, which is an unusual name.
Yeah,
Selena.
especially for Ireland, yeah. Selena.
She would have followed you.
I get in the phone book. Yeah. Selena.
I know, it's very unusual.
Yeah.
So you were the one I saw
not
them
until you try,
coming
mate.
down the back road and then around, and they all followed you. I must try and find a picture of the white cloak.
Yeah, definitely.
It had a gold emblem on it, so it
Yeah.
had. It all sort of fits in. Everything was thought about whenever it was chosen in this particular spot.
Yeah.
And like you wouldn't have got the traffic then, you know.
No, it would have
and-
been really quiet.
And when we were down here with one of the tours,
Yeah.
I was telling them, I could see the coven,
Yeah.
and one of the ladies piped up and says, but sure, did you not know about the covens, the reputation? There was covens held in this area for many years ago, about 20, 30 years ago. And even Emma never heard about that either.
That early, yeah. I mean, that.
Yeah, it's that early. Some of them come from there, but the ones come down the back lane. They're further back again.
Alright.
So this was always known as an area for covens from way back in time.
Okay.
Whatever it is, I don't know if it's because there's streams and wells. It's
Yeah,
natural
natural
fed
resources,
wells, which water conducts
Yeah.
travel, spirit travel, sprites. But there's
Yeah.
just something about that land.
Yeah. Lovely.
I'll go. Do you want to go? I'll go.
The ones in the jam jar because they
Emma,
It's up to be alright.
You better bring down your ones.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I know, they're all done.
These are the cattle.
Yeah, okay. So this is the cellar. There's obviously an atmosphere in here as itself. It's different. When we had investigations here, there was a lot as we were looking down here, we're looking up the corridor. There's a lot where we've seen shadows moving, from the bottom of the stairs moving across, and it kind of will come close down here with us, and it will go back up again, and it's like one of these things that just it plays with you.
Yeah,
I heard knock.
Did you hear
you
that?
hear the knocks are starting already, are they?
Well, it's something like a
Did
chair.
anybody move? Did anybody
Victoria.
move?
No.
Victoria.
She's in her bedroom.
Again there. How was the knock there? No,
It sounded like it was behind that
It was
wall.
behind the
Yeah,
wall.
it was kind of that way, yeah. It said a wee bit like a chair moving, but I don't know where it is. I don't know where we are in the house. I don't.
We're underneath where the reception hallway is. When you come in the front, when you come in the front door, this is directly below there.
It's my stuff.
Was it yours?
That was mine. That was mine.
That was mine.
With the pizza. I'm digesting the pizza right now.
So the story with here that's connected, the girl that Mum was talking about earlier that appeared to her, in the bed, whenever, years back when Kate introduced us to a psychic circle. So this was kind of a basically helping hand with us to understand exactly what we're going through in the house, and it was basically like somebody knew, understood you, that didn't judge you, that experienced similar things to you.
Yeah.
And we went and we discussed this girl appearing to Mum and what it could mean, and they suggested then to do a walk through the house to see if they could pick up, maybe help this girl, because obviously Mum was trying to communicate with her but she couldn't talk back. So was there something there that needed to be looked at a little bit more? So there was one of the ladies, she was in the circle, and she was very, very talented with her gifts. She was able to pick up straight away when she came in, and she says that, do you want to tell them about the story of how it all came about with this girl, with your friend?
How it came about was there's a friend of mine, she's a healthcare worker, and she was placed in with this elderly man, but he wasn't actually her client, she was just standing in, and they actually just got talking and where they were from, and when he said he was from Newton, she had said then about, my friend's from Newton, and then the conversation always goes in, do you know Sharon House? And he said that it was during 1970, I think he said, that there was 2 girls had stayed here, and they had reported that they had seen a young girl in here, and that she was buried under the kitchen floor. And it turned out that when this girl that was in the circle had come here, she said that she's not buried under the kitchen floor.
She says, "You're not buried where you think
Where
I'm
you
buried."
think I'm
Yeah.
buried, and where she had led her was down the stairs and down into that back wall. And she had told her that she had been buried alive, and her tongue.
She'd been raped.
She'd been raped.
It was the master of he was raping her. He was abusing her, and
Apparently she must have been going to tell, and then that's why they cut her tongue out and buried her alive. And the reason why I wasn't able to speak that night, and I felt like my tongue had been cut out, so she's obviously making me feel the way she
You
was.
challenge something.
Yeah.
and we've had, when we've down here, we've talked about this story. One of the tours just in October there, we heard the knocking, but the knocking sounds like it's coming from behind that wall.
Knocking again.
Want to just sit for a few minutes and just.
So the knocking comes from behind the wall.
Was it that time we heard the knocking was coming from this wall?
Yeah.
Back the tour.
This wall.
It was coming back.
I'm hearing it this side, but it feels very deep.
I like
It feels
really bad.
very deep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we actually think there is tunnels behind.
There
Yeah.
is
This wall,
tunnels
yeah,
behind.
there's one, yeah.
Last summer, when we had the last investigation, the team sat up just up here, like a board. It was like a plastic cardboard.
It was cardboard.
Cardboard because it had like a fold in it,
Okay.
and they sat on marbles. It was like a trigger object. They sat on marbles on the cardboard
All right.
with powder on it,
Yeah.
and then just to see if it would move.
Yeah.
And after that investigation, it was left there. It was never moved. We didn't even. Every time we came down, you just seen it, and you're like, up there, it's still there. Like, and the marbles, nothing moved in it. And wasn't it last summer you were down
The
here?
last summer I was down, and I was up there, and I was brushing down there, because whenever you come down here, it brings up a lot of lime and dust.
Okay.
So I just happened to be up there, and I was brushing, but I didn't have the pan on me, and I thought, what am I going to lift this with? And I lifted a board that was up there with the cardboard, not thinking anything of it, and I lifted it, and I was brushing up, and I put it back again. And I looked and I thought, what's that? It was, do you know you get the placemats for the table?
Yeah.
It was the same size that, but it was black, it was a Ouija board.
Oh wow.
And I was like, the cardboard was gone,
Yeah.
the marbles was gone. I
Yeah.
thought, where has that came from?
Yeah.
So I took it straight up, and I contacted.
You contacted me because
You?
I'd always been taking photographs.
Yeah.
And you asked me to
I
send a
says-
photograph of the cardboard.
cardboard.
And any photos I had showed the cardboard and the marbles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there was no marbles and no
There was
cardboard,
no-
but there was
it
a
was
Ouija
The
board.
scary thing about it is this all happened within the space of that time that the team was there.
Yeah.
We were always seeing the cardboard, but from the last time we saw the cardboard to change something changed it.
Yeah.
There was nobody in this house other than us
The only
because it was
person that comes
locked
down
down.
here is me to the cellar, because I have my ladders up here, and I keep my
Yeah.
painting on behind the door. But even when I lifted it, I never copped on when I lifted it.
Yeah.
There's another story linking with us when we had the investigations too. There was a lady. It was like an all-woman team, and we were down here, and you didn't come down that time. But oh no, this is Eddie's team. Sorry, I was wrong.
I was in the
You were in the
kitchen.
kitchen though, and it was like family members. Like, and I was standing over here with close to the son and the daughter and the father, and the daughter was very, very quiet, and she was like fixed on something over here. And we were all kind of like looking at her and chatting away, and then Eddie, that he was standing there, but he like puffed out of smoke, but we were all thought it was just a smoke that was appearing, and we started laughing because it kind of built up that energy. And all of a sudden she ran completely out past us, ran up the stairs, ran out past you in the kitchen, and went away. And we were like, we better go up, because we thought, God, she's sick, was there something happened? So we went up, and she says, what I seen in the cellar, she goes, outside isn't far enough away from it. And when we tried to talk to her then about it, she says, just in this wee arch here, do you know where the
alcove,
yeah, there was something actually came out of there and crawled on the roof, and she says it looked at her like it done like a 360 with its head and looked at her, and she says the only way I could describe it looked like an alien, and she says that she couldn't unsee it. And they were supposed to stay that night in the coachman's, and they left. They wouldn't stay after that because she was so freaked out of what she saw. And then the all ladies team that was here, one of the investigators went up to the corridor up there, and we were in darkness, and we just, you know, the bits of your equipment you had, just that was the only bit of light. And as she went up there, she said she felt drawn up there, and she all of a sudden just turned. She was like, "No, I need to come back down here again." So she came back down, but she heard something running behind her down here, and it was something probably similar to what you heard, of something running.
A shuffle.
A shuffle, like.
Someone on all fours shuffling behind you.
She actually drew a picture, because she says that she seen it, like, and she says she drew a picture of it, and it looked like a frog nearly in the picture, the way that she drew it. So I don't know if this is a thing that's it's just maybe shaping differently and, you know, scaring you. I don't know. It seems to be really weird, but I do believe that it resided down here, and now it's walking freely through the whole house.
So I'd like to say thank you to Emma, Lisa and Keith for letting us in tonight for a few hours. Not an investigation, just a visit. But no, I really appreciate you sort of opening your home for us to have a little look around, an objective look around the place. I can say personally that I've had an incredible time. For me, that well's got a lot of answers for you guys, and obviously take your time with that, because it's, you know, you want to
Do it right.
do it right and be respectful of what's down there. So, if you know, Spence, want to say any words just about that experience?
It's been a phenomenal experience, to be welcomed so warmly, and the honesty for your book, where you would be honest, and but to have such a warm welcome and be invited into a very special house with a very special group of people. Thank you very much.
And thank you for coming. You know, we're really enjoyed it, you know, having you here and just doing a walkthrough, you know. So
Yeah.
It's nice just to tell our story.
I got the vibe outside, and you know, by the fence there, that I think we've all been drawn. You know, rather than be sort of romantic here, I think we've all been sort of drawn together for a reason.
Yeah.
I think collectively we can get a lot of answers.